Nick, I'll start with you. What were your impressions of Kyler's performance?
Well, Kyler's right. They're not doing everything they're going to do in the regular season. But those defenses aren't either. And those defenses right now are eating them up. And what you're seeing at the moment is the concern. We have two concerns about protecting Kyler Murray that are totally aside from his size. One is the level of protection that team had last season, and they are returning the same left tackle, the same left guard, the same center. Now, they added a new right guard in J.R. Sweezy, but he had been spending time with Seattle, not a team known for its offensive line play. And I think a good player in Marcus Gilbert on the right side. I think that is a legitimate improvement. Their right tackle.
Yeah, coming up from Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh in a trade with Pittsburgh trying to shed some salary. But that's only one, to me, legitimate upgrade in the offensive line. So you have the offensive line questions just for the Cardinals last year, and then the protection questions that C has harped on when it comes to the air raid offense coming to the NFL. And so you have that combined with the fact that there's been no beneficial field position starts for Kyler, no short fields. He's had 5 drives in the preseason. They have started on his own 2, 10, 25, 24, and 10. So the best case scenario for them is take a knee in the end zone, and that's the best it's been. So you have that. You have that Kyler is, to me, seeing his escapability in college is not translating one-to-one to escapability in the NFL. He is under constant duress, and this I do think will get better, his accuracy on the move has not appeared to be quite as sharp as it was when he was setting records at Oklahoma. So all of that leads to, in the preseason thus far, him accounting for rushing and passing combined 60 total yards on 5 drives. And as a wise man once said, that ain't great. And so a lot of work needs to be done here.
Are you worried about Kyler, or is this just NFL growing pains as you're a new kid, a young kid with a lot of, expectations around you?
Well, the difference between him and some of the other rookies that we would be patient, let's go back to last year, Baker Mayfield. They didn't name him the starter, so we knew he was in a learning situation behind Tyrod Taylor. Sam, on the other side, Sam Darnold. We knew that he was going to play early. We knew that they were going to conventional offenses. We thought what they did in college would transfer over, but we weren't worried. I wasn't worried about Baker's height. I wasn't worried about the pass protections. I wasn't worried, is the offense a legitimate NFL offenses? They had some stability around them. They had some concepts around them. There are still questions, not only as far as his ability, can that height, because he's one of one, right, Nick? Yep. One of one guys at that height, regardless of the pick. So when you watch the preseason is only bad when 2 things happen. When you play bad or you get hurt.
Right.
All the rest of it, then you can say, I don't care. I don't care. I don't. But when you play bad and you put that bad film out, when they're watching that film today, the coach is not going to be happy. Because for me, I thought one of the dilemmas when you have this type of offense and you try to play a rookie quarterback, what do you practice? What do you reveal to the opposition? Because the only advantage they have is the element of surprise. But if you're not good at the stuff that you're practicing, I don't know what they're going to run the first game of the season. They open up, I think, at home with Detroit. And you can believe that Matt Patricia, not a great defense, not a whole bunch of rushers, but they're going to get after him. And the second week, they go to Baltimore. And fortunate for me, not only is he going to be playing against Lamar, but I'm going to be broadcasting that game. So the first time we see him in a road pressure-packed situation, it's going to be in Baltimore, and they got some guys that come after the quarterback and that crowd. Last night was not good. They could not even get the ball snapped, and they were playing at home. What's going to happen to this offense, to their audible system, the lack of protection, the lack of variations in pass protection that you don't see in college? That's what we've been seeing in the first couple games.
How humbling do you think is this for a young guy who had a good first preseason and spent the week sort of collecting a few accolades and then going into the second preseason?
Well, I think that the humbling will or won't come in the regular season, because I don't think he should overreact. You're saying he might be underreacting a bit, but he also might just be putting on team leader, we're not panicked face publicly. Sure. We don't know what he's talking with Cliff Kingsbury about, what the actual level of concern is. But Chris's point about a quarterback, even if you know he's going to start during his rookie season, the fact that we know he's starting week 1, the way, for a lot of reasons, this could be really tricky. You mentioned Baltimore in week 2. and it's Carolina and Seattle in weeks 3 and 4. Ooh. So you've got 3 really good defenses, I feel. Certainly Carolina, Baltimore last year. Seattle's always at least above average defensively that you're going to face in your first month of football.
And you could see, coaches always tell us, if you can't get the play called, if you can't get the snap count, if you can't even get us off to a decent start, we don't have any chance. And you could see in last night's game the miscommunication as far as his body language. And Kingsbury, he went to the referees before the game and was very demonstrative in explaining what they were trying to do as far as a hand clap. But he was too demonstrative in his hand clap, and they were calling him for illegal procedure. The lineman couldn't get timed up on it. And I said, this is the easiest situation. They're playing at home. He's got 8 games on the road. That offensive line is not very good. So you know what not very good offensive linemen do? They're always jumpy. So when you can't even get the snap count, and this is a lot like what they did in college, they're trying to enhance it a little bit, make it NFL ready, but they weren't in sync last night. And those are just the basics of NFL football right there. Getting off, getting a good snap count, getting everyone a chance to be able to win. When you get down, now you're 3rd and 15. Now you're 3rd and 20. And I don't care how fast you are. Ask Deshaun. Ask Lamar. They will catch you in this league. You will get sacked. And that's my biggest concern. Can they protect him so that his talent, we can see it?
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.